Guys, welcome back to Maverick's Arcade. My name is Chuck, and I know it's been a while. You know, things have just been really stressful with the whole coronavirus thing. And it's just been stressful. Work's been stressful. Dealing with people flipping out about everything. It's been stressful. And I've just been too tired to jump on here. But I'm working on getting that fixed. I need to get into a routine, get back to some sense of normalcy. So that includes making these videos. And also some of the other things I've been working on, which we'll get to when we get there. Now, I was online the other day and I'm looking through, and I normally haven't done many opinion pieces. So please be aware, everything you're hearing this is my opinion, how I feel on the topic. Nothing to back it up. I don't need to prove my point. This is just my point. So take it as it is. And if you got a chance, go ahead and hit that like button, please. I'm going to start stressing that a little more in the videos too, because that does help with the YouTube algorithm and stuff to share the content. And it's going to seem hypocritical as we continue on through this discussion, but I'll explain myself when we get there. So, the other day I was streaming around looking for various games, seeing if there was any new free stuff out, and I saw that RetroArch is now going to be available. And I first came across one of the ones like this, that is the PCSX rearmed, which, as we know, PCSX is for the PlayStation, I believe, the PlayStation emulator, but basically they're in various modules, as I found. So this is the module, and it says this content requires the base game RetroArch or RetroArch. Please comment below which one you think it is. Obviously, don't just spell it, because we all know how it's spelled, but how's it pronounced? Is it like Arch, or is it like Arc? I think it might be Arch. Alright, I've always called it RetroArch. I think it's RetroArch, but if it's Arch, why in the hell would it be Arch? Let's discuss. Talk amongst yourselves. So anyway, we get that. So then I go say, okay, well, let's see if the main thing is available. And it says coming soon, that it's not available yet. Now, this got me thinking, and it's like, okay, well, that's kind of cool that it's offering that. And I thought, well, this could also have some negative consequences. So, it raised some questions for me. So the first one was, why are the subcomponents available right now, but not the main product? Is RetroArch, I'm going to call it RetroArch for the rest of it, because I think it might be Arch, I'm not sure. But are they, and don't worry, this isn't coronavirus, this is allergies. Other things do still exist. So, why are the subcomponents available but not the main product? I'm wondering if the people that make RetroArch are considering maybe we shouldn't do this, maybe we should, or are they trying to build hype? People like me discussing this to kind of make it more known. I don't know, and I'm not really sure. But we're going to discuss, what are the possible good things about this app, and then, of course, what are the bad things or potential negative consequences of this app becoming on a platform like Steam. Now, I originally wrote this little script thing I've got going on as pros and cons. However, I realized it's not really pros and cons. It's more my optimistic view versus my pessimistic view. So again, we've got our optimistic side, and on this side, it's over here, and then our pessimistic side. So we're going to look at both, see what we feel. So on the optimistic side, this will allow non-geeks to emulate their old favorite games. That's kind of cool, I've got some friends and family members that are not nearly as good at computers, but I know they love some, techno Super Bowl or super techno bowl. So they'll be able to play that. That's cool, right? Nothing bad about that. Another optimistic side, more people are going to want ROMs for their favorite games. So hopefully more ROMs will become available. More sites will pop up offering those ROMs. This potentially could offer, create more sites that are offering those ROM files. And it could lead to more interest in building cabinets. Now, that's the optimistic side. That's the best I could come up with for the optimistic side. My brain tends to think worse of people at times, though, and worse of situations, and look for the how to deal with the negative scenarios ahead of time. So during the middle of a fire, you don't have to worry about those things. So this is what my pessimistic side came up This will allow non-geeks to emulate their old favorite games. As you can tell, it's the exact same as the optimistic side. And the reason why this is pessimistic side is because that's our thing. Back off. You guys have other things. This is ours. I find this is the first part of the hypocrisy is like, well, I'm making videos teaching people how to make arcade machines at home and stuff like that. How's that not hypocritical? Well, at this time, at this climate, if you've come to me, you've found my site, it's because you are geeky and you want to do those things. And there's some questions that the web documentation just didn't answer for you, and you happen to find me. Great. I'm not trying to, while it'd be great and I'd love views wherever I can get them, my goal isn't to push non-geeky people into some of the scenarios. That's the reason why a lot of my steps aren't the most basic steps possible, is because I assume some level of geekdom between us. So my thing is like, don't take our thing. That's our thing. You're going to culturally appropriate my geekiness. I don't know, just being goofy. So anyway, this is going to unfortunately cause more companies to respond aggressively to distro sites. Now, we all have been feeling the pain of ROM sites disappearing because of a certain N. Company begins with the letter N, going after everybody. And a lot of this had to do with former celebrities and former rappers, which is also debatable, creating their own gaming systems and trying to sell it with stolen things and so forth. And it kind of forced the companies to be like, okay, now you're just getting stupid and getting a little bit out of line. You know, we were kind of turning a blind eye for the most part before. It wasn't too bad. But now you're going to make us respond and defend our copyrights aggressively. So that's a bad thing. It could definitely lead to an issue where more persecution or prosecution of people distributing. And with more non-geek people being interested in ROM files, there will be more scam and virus-related activity on those ROM sites. Now, there's always been sites where not to go to that site, but there's ones that you've found that you can trust that don't try to do trackers and all that stuff. Problem is, as it becomes more mainstream, it's going to lead to more viruses and scams, which will suck. And people are likely going to be interested in the games themselves, not in the retro culture that goes with it. The retro culture will suffer. There'll be less people interested in cabinet building. Right now, a lot of the good surprise is when somebody sees an arcade machine, they're like, holy crap. And then they're like, wow, I can't believe all these games are in here, right? This is so amazing. This is so cool. Aww. And that's part of what we also enjoy is not only getting to create the machine, is the enjoyment in others getting to see it. And if this becomes popular, we're going to lose that because people are going to be so used to seeing the games. They're going to be like, oh, wow, that's a pretty cool cabinet. It's going to just take away from our thing. So that's disheartening to me. Now, the one thing is for the older people here, they're going to remember Napster. Now, I know people understand Napster and they're like, oh, I remember hearing about Napster or I know the history of it and stuff. But the people that are older, like myself, remember what it was like going through Napster becoming popularized. So, before it became popularized, you could find all kinds of music on there, no problem. There wasn't as much scamming and viruses and stuff like that. It was just straight up files. What you were looking for, boom, you download it, not a problem. That is the time of before grandparents learned how to use it. Before grandparents learned how to use it, again, no viruses. It was just the files. It was little known about it. And it may take a little longer to download the files, but you could pretty much find anything. There weren't as many people seeding it, but you just leave it connected and it would download it. Over time, it would take a little bit longer. Then there was the middle area that was pretty good. But we're going to just skip to the after. Excuse me. After grandparents learned to use it, it got bad. And the reason why is because during the middle, there was a time where the seeds ramped up so you could download a lot quicker. But then what started happening was the the record labels were just starting to learn how to use it. They were starting to watch for IPs. They were suing people left and right. Thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to a little grandma whose grandson was downloading the music on their computer. The horror stories are just horrific. And it created a situation where also they were putting fake files out that had viruses in it, that had trackers in it. I'm not saying the record companies. I'm saying just, people looking to cause mischief. Then you got all kinds of other sites that started emerging, like the Bear Share, and there was a bunch of other ones that were basically just LimeWire ended up becoming full of viruses, trying to copycat. So the thing is what I'm worried about is I think right now a lot of the emulation, we're right at that middle stage. Prior, you had a lot of the emulation websites that had the ROMs and stuff, and they weren't too afraid of prosecution because only geeky people were really looking for it. It was a very small group of people looking for it. And we're at that stage where now in the middle, where the company with the N started prosecuting everybody. So all the sites are afraid, and they stopped hosting their files. This is creating an underground situation where people are looking for, cloned drives, things like that, to get copies of ROMs. But the thing is, like, new ROMs and things are not going to be as easy to distribute unless it's, like, deeply being hidden. And again, the problem is we're creating a situation where we're diluting the niche, with... I don't have to learn how to configure anything anymore. I don't have to learn how a ROM emulator works. I've got this cool thing, RetroArch, and then boom, it configures everything for me. Well, that's some of the pride that we take in these configurations. And again, I understand it's a little bit hypocritical because I've been trying to teach people how to do some of the things that they're running into problems with. But the key is, the way I view it is it's kind of like a mechanic helping someone fix their own car. Yeah, I may have a little more knowledge on this piece, and I'm learning with you. And we'll get the car going together. It doesn't take away the fact that you worked on the engine in your own car. And what I'm scared about where I don't care for with RetroArch or RetroArch, whatever it is, what I don't like about that is it's basically saying, this is the shop you send your car to. And I don't know if anybody had a history of drag racing when they were younger or anything like that, but you had that guy where you knew he was in his garage. He took the valve covers off, and he would work on his own car, and he would replace the heads and do all this stuff all himself. And even if his car wasn't the fastest car out there, he did it. He worked on it, or she worked on it. We had this one guy we knew. His daddy gave him a company. He had money. He just turned around and bought a car, created motor, had someone else install it, and was like, that's my race car. And I'm like, that's the shop that you paid's car. That's your daddy's car because he gave you the money for it. You didn't work on that car. And it's kind of, I have the same feeling with emulation. If you didn't work on configuring and get everything working, it's cool that you've got it. It's cool playing the games and stuff, but you didn't do it. If you've built your own arcade and you've configured some of the games, and you may have looked at some of my videos, then I helped you. But you did it. And that's kind of where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think. And again, make sure to hit that like button. I'm really trying to push getting the videos seen. And again, I know it sounds weird, but again, I'm looking to help you guys build your own race car. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to push, let's get emulation out there and let's get everybody doing it. I'm hoping that people see my videos and go, wow, that arcade machine's pretty cool. The cabinet's cool. The gaming's cool. The light up buttons and all that stuff is cool. It's like my childhood memories on crack, right? That's what I want them to see. Or I want to see games I didn't see before, back when, you wouldn't be guaranteed to win the game. You just try to beat the last person. Our multiplayer didn't occur concurrently. It was who beat the last score. And that's what I'm trying to push is I want to help them learn how to do it themselves, not just go hit a button and automatically have everything done for them. If so, I'd be one of those people saying, here's a pre-configured entire machine, go for it. That's not getting to be geeky. I'm trying to make people more geeky, not just press, let's get emulation out there. So anyway, hit that like button, as we said. And also, besides just staying at home, being stressed, you know, I am lucky that I get to work remote. So my job has been, it is a little more difficult being remote all the time, but I am still working. But I am also trying to build my other channels and try to come up with content as well for... Oh, this is the other. Quit trying to make it available for everyone. Unless they're working on their own engine. I want them to work on their own engine, that's all. So my videos will continue to be on YouTube. I've been trying to generate more exclusive content for my Patreon members. I do have 1 or 2, and I do want to kind of help build that as well. But that will also include an old school BBS. I tried to actually get my old Wildcat BBS to work, but I can't even get it to install on a newer server. And with the past issues of WannaCry, I do not want to even try building the old OS that would be necessary to get it to work. So I'm going to do it with a new BBS software. But I'm going to set up a BBS for old door games. If you guys know what those are, they're going to be available on my site. And also files that are specifically for my videos or supporting my videos, including some 3D models I'm going to be making soon. That stuff will be available. And then also I've been streaming on Twitch. So I was trying at one point to build up a Maverick's arcade channel on Twitch. And I decided what I'm going to do is, whether it be a retro game or a current game, right now I'm working on playing Halo through the first time now. I have the pass thing for it. So I'm playing those. I'm also playing Half-Life Alyx, which is fun because my daughter played and like her hands shaking. She scared the crap out of herself. It was awesome. But anyway, I've been streaming on Twitch, so if, come check out the channel if you would. Go ahead and follow that channel. And if you see me online, please come check me out and watch me live. And the reason why is I'm trying to get that live viewer count up so that I can request a subscribe button. And that way, if you guys have Twitch or something like that, or if you have like Amazon Prime and you don't use your free sub that you get with Amazon Prime, you can possibly give to me, help me out if you're not using it anyway. So, that's why I'm trying to build that up as well. And also, if you see me online while I'm streaming, come talk to me about arcades as well while I'm playing these other games, and I might be able to answer some questions. So make sure to check that out. If you don't have an account on Twitch, they're free. Just get an account and then follow and kind of come view, and I'll answer questions live. Now, also stay tuned for more. And again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please go ahead and consider subscribing, and also smash the like button, as it helps promote through the algorithm of YouTube to promote the video and make other people see it as well. Now, I do not have a normal, my normal outro. I do not have on right now because that's what I just did. I need to update it. I'm also working on some 3D graphics and some really cool instructions for various arcade parts. So we are doing this little outro button live. Got some background music going on in here. Something really crazy is happening with my mic. I think I got 2 copies of mic, one on Save Screen and Echo. I'll have to listen. I'm not done editing. That should be cool. But anyway, don't listen to stuff as much. I just realized that actually that one's okay. That's where my videos be. This one's okay. That's where my Facebook stuff is. This one not so much. Let's do Maverick's Hideout. Not Maverick's Arcade. I'm going to get rid of Maverick's Arcade and make that channel for my daughter. So Maverick's Arcade is going to go away. It's going to become Maverick's Hideout, but I got to update the graphics. In any case, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.